Well, it took about 24 hours for me to get suspended from Twitch. Let's take a look at it. Now, I made 2 videos. Which video did it? I'm not sure. Clearly, it was the one, in my opinion, criticizing the thottery on Twitch. Now, I think I have learned from this experience, and I will have to not name the thought. I think that's probably the key way to continue to critique the platform in which I want to continue to build an audience on twitch.tv/TheQuartering, so you can watch a boomer play video games from his bygone boomer era. But it was interesting. Over the weekend, I got an email from Twitch, and it was entirely expected. I was not even surprised to see it. And the email read, hello, TheQuartering. Based on a review of community reports about your activity or content, we have issued a community guideline strike on your account for reason, quote, harassment. A temporary suspension for accessing or using Twitch services content determined to have been related to this violation may be removed. Please note that creating, accessing, using, or appearing on other Twitch accounts during this is prohibited. They talked about your first and second strike, giving you 24 hours ban, or third or severe, meaning a third strike or whatever the hell they feel like it, will net you a suspension, an indefinite suspension, and will only be revoked upon successful appeal or expiration of an indeterminate date. Well, they didn't give me any information on what led to this at all. So let's take a look at my content on Twitch. No videos. I did stream me playing Super Mario Brothers and games like Metroid, Donkey Kong, none of which were referencing anyone or anything in particular other than the game. In fact, when I was streaming, I made particular care to, when I went live on Twitch, in addition to YouTube, that it would be video games only. I didn't talk about anything. I didn't reference anybody. It was video games only. And yet, I receive a harassment strike and suspension. I have appealed this suspension. I fully expect to hear nothing back. I appealed it. They said, well, we'll take within 7 days. Why appeal it, you say? It's only a 24-hour ban. Well, because the second and third are likely to come, given my prominence to wearing my heart on my sleeve, my impetuousness. Sometimes I'm going to say something that might lead to a warranted community guideline strike. So I want to make sure that this one, which is absurd, is removed. Now, if they come back and say, it was my YouTube video, I went through great lengths in that video and to tell people not to contact these people. If they're going to reference some Twitter conversation I had, okay, maybe. But the only person that you could even suggest I interacted with was Zombie Unicorn, and she tweeted at me. I did not tweet at her. She engaged me, calling me a, quote, salty dude. And then another Twitch former model interacted with me as well. Again, I did not interact. I did not start that conversation at all. They seeked me out and interacted with me. So, by Twitch's harassment policy, which I want to take a look at because I want to learn it, because I want to grow on Twitch. I want to have fun. I want to play video games. I want to grow my audience there. I want to grow my audience with people that are interested in just video games, because that at the core is what motivates this channel. It's a fight, a pushback against the injection of basically anything that's not video games into the video game sphere, whether it be social justice, whether it be women putting pasties on their breasts and painting them and calling that gaming or quality content. These are things I dislike. But how do you tap that audience? You've got to play within the rules, unfortunately. Unless I win the lottery tomorrow, and even then would not have more money than Bezos. If I want to grow on Twitch, I've got to understand how I harassed somebody. Let's see what harassment is, okay? Is any content or activity that attempts to intimidate, degrade, abuse, or bully others, or creates a hostile environment for others, and is prohibited. Harassment is prohibited. Let's take a look at that first sentence. That is basically saying, if we don't like your content, you're going to get a strike. If you criticize some of our anointed creators, you're going to get a strike. Now, where I'm from, harassment would be maybe repeatedly tweeting at somebody or rating their stream or making a series of videos or promoting people to contact somebody or telling you, hey, well, I'm pretty sure Zombie Unicorn led to this harassment thing, so let's report her for harassing. That is the actual, definition, in my opinion, of harassment. Bullying, such as repeated name calling or attempts to embarrass somebody with intent to harm. No, didn't do that. Abusing somebody based on their employer, organization, or affiliation. No, didn't do that. Telling someone to hurt themselves. Didn't do that. Creating user accounts dedicated to harassment. Didn't do that. Stalking or violating someone's established personal boundaries. Didn't do that. Revealing someone's personal information. Absolutely did not do that. Recording them against their will. Of course, did not do that. Sharing content, including doctored or out of context content, with the intent to denigrate, bully, or harm. Now, if you're saying that the clips I used, which were within the Twitch guidelines, the Twitch stream that I used to make a case that said, hey, this content is against Twitch terms of service, and instead now you've turned around and let the system be used against me, I, my friends, am feeling harassed. I'm feeling like my voice can't be heard, and I'm being intimidated by, in my opinion, one or two Twitch streamers' followings. Not them, but I'm being intimidated to not critique. Browsing or rating channels, did not do that. Unwanted advances, obviously didn't do that. Deliberately submitting false reports, somebody did that against me, but I did not do that. Inciting or encouraging others to harass, I did not do that. In my video about the body painting on Twitch, I specifically said, please do not contact these people. Now, I believe that this is from off of Twitch, obviously, because I had just one stream on Twitch. And it was me playing Donkey Kong. Okay? So I'm certain that this, if they ever do get back to me, which I don't suspect they will, it will relate to my video on YouTube. The Twitch community is also conventions, TwitchCon, Twitch community meetups, and even social media. Our community encompasses all of these spaces, and we take them into consideration when it comes to our role in keeping the community safe. We may take action against persons for hateful conduct or harassment that occurs off Twitch services that is directed at Twitch users. This is what I believe happened. I believe that some young boys didn't like that I critiqued their free booby streams. I think these same young boys reported me for harassment, even though my video specifically outlined to not contact these people. I did not contact these people on Twitter. They, in fact, contacted me and insulted me. But do you think Zombie Unicorn will get a harassment community guideline strike? If I had to guess, probably not. Which means what I need to do in the future is to continue. I have to use this as a learning. As absurd as it is, I have to learn from this. I have to continue to aggressively critique terms of service violations on Twitch, but I just can't show faces. I think that's smart. I should have done that in the first place. And I can't use names. Shouldn't have done that in the first place. And then we'll see if I make that same critique video, what happens. Because these streams will only get more prominent now because people are going to look at certain Twitch streamers and see the success they have squeezing money out of young boys' wallets, and they're going to start to do the same thing. And so I will continue to critique it. Now, there is an outside possibility that it was actually for my video on the hiring of a diversity and inclusion manager. I think that my Twitch May Be Doomed video, which I uploaded on Friday, that could be it. But what I do know is these strikes are likely to stop me from gaining partnership at this point unless I can get them overturned. So I have to be a little bit better because, you better believe that I'm going to continue to critique double standards in anything, including the largest gaming platform in the world that we know of. So my 24 hours are up, and I will be streaming some video games on Twitch and doing my best to stay within these vague-ass guidelines. Hope you enjoyed this video. I think we're going to have a triple upload today, so hold on to your butts. We'll talk to you again real soon.